Electric motorcycles are going to be all the rage soon. You have ultraviolet, hop, torque already working on them, and Ola and Ather will be joining that bandwagon soon. But today we have a brand new player in this space. It's called Matter, and it's trying to matter in this segment with the new Aera electric motorcycle. So we've been waiting about a year to ride this motorcycle and to tell you if this one actually matters. Let's find out. But who is Matter? Well, the company is based in Ahmedabad. They've been into the battery storage business, so they've been making fixed battery storage solutions for a lot of applications, and they are now entering the electric mobility space with the Aera motorcycle. The Matter Aera is the brand's maiden offering and has been developed as a rival to petrol motorcycles in the 150 to 180cc segment. The sports commuter looks contemporary, albeit a bit too generic in some parts. There are plenty of cuts and creases across the fiber bodywork, but it's the projector lens headlamp and alloy wheels that truly stand out. The bike gets all LED lighting, including sequential rear turn indicators, while the taillight looks premium, especially with the hidden Matter branding. The Aera looks proportionate from all angles and has decent road presence. Now the Aera motorcycle actually gets a good fit and finish. Overall, I do like the way the colors are. This is a nice gloss black color. You also like the graphics on this, and the seat definitely looks nice. Let me hop onto the bike. And it's a nice and upright riding posture. Always comfortable, and the seat is long enough to give you and the pillion a lot of comfort. Something that I really like. The seat height is 790mm, which should make it accessible for a wider rider base. The 180mm ground clearance allows it to tackle bad roads easily, while the rear view mirrors could be wider for better visibility. The seat allows more room to move around, and the cushioning feels just right. You get storage space where the fuel tank should be, but it already holds a charging cable and a USB charging port. The switchgear quality is good for the segment, and the overall build quality is nice, but a bit inconsistent. The storage cover and the charging cover feel flimsy, while the panels under the seat don't have seamless shut lines. These are minor concerns, but we would like them to be addressed before series production starts. Now the touchscreen digital console on the Aera is a party piece of its own. I could take an entire video to tell you more about it. Now this is really nice, the graphics look really nice. But if you go to the more control options, there's plenty to talk about. Last ride odometer, 2 trip meters, you have a notification system, you also get service and support here. You in fact get more videos that will tell you about what the motorcycle and its common DIY issues are. Now beyond that you get navigation, of course. So we'll come back, you get a Maples navigation from Map My India, and this is a fairly good unit to use. We've been using it all day and quite nice. Apart from the system itself, you can use it via the mobile app, that's a Matterverse. So plenty going on over here. Something that a lot of tech riders and tech friendly riders will really like. Now the Aera holds the distinction of being India's first electric motorcycle with a mechanical gearbox. It gets a 4-speed unit, and I have to say, compared to the other electric motorcycles we've ridden, this one is a very different experience. You actually get a clutch, a gear lever, and they both add to a more emulative riding experience comparable to a conventional petrol motorcycle. That's where the big change comes, because unlike a petrol motorcycle, this one won't stall if you just leave the clutch, or if you change the gears without the clutch, that's also an option. And a very interesting one, because you do get the emulation, the same feel and riding experience of a petrol motorcycle, but without the hassles and the shortcomings of that one. That really changes the way you look at an electric motorcycle now. You can shift gears without using the clutch, although there is a fail-safe if you downshift at over 3000 RPM. Matter could have elevated the gear usage experience by restricting movement when the bike is in gear at a standstill, which is not the case right now. You can still move around the bike, which can be a concern if the rider does not pay attention. The addition of a mechanical gearbox then is more about an emotional connection, and the Aera succeeds on that front. Now the Aera suspension setup comprises a telescopic front forks and twin shocks at the rear with preload setup. Now this is quite a nice setup overall because it's quite nice and pliant, especially on good roads. It just glides over everything, and on bad roads too, this feels like a very good motorcycle. I do think this platform has a lot of possibility for an adventure motorcycle. In case Matter is listening, they should look at that. But overall, it's a nice setup. The ride quality is really nice. I do like the way it handles itself, and in corners too, it feels very confident. At the rear though, you will feel at times that it's trying to throw you off, especially at high speeds, but the front is extremely pliant, and that's a nice and interesting combination. Maybe with a lighter rider, it should be slightly more forgiving in that sense. As far as performance goes, with 3 riding modes, Eco, City and Sport, I do think that it has very good performance, especially in the Sport mode. You always feel that it's a little aggressive, a lot excited all the time. The Eco and City, in that sense, are far more subtle, more modest in terms of performance, especially in Eco. But give it a good road and this bike will not disappoint you. The torque kicks in really well and stays with you as well. The scenic roads of Kutch in Gujarat allowed us to push the bike as well as that gearbox. The 4-speed unit with 3 riding modes gives you multiple riding combinations, which does seem confusing at first and takes a while to get the hang of. Braking performance is good, but we would have liked more progressive feedback from the front brake lever. The bike comes with single channel ABS that is non-intrusive for the most part. Now the one thing where Matter can really improve the Aera is its range. Now the claimed range stands at 125 kilometers on a single charge, but realistically you're getting 70 to 60 kilometers depending on the mode you ride in. Now we've been riding it in the sport mode through and out, and well, let's just say that we've been depleting it altogether. Now the last range is 8% with 8 kilometers left, and that's really cutting it close. I do feel that a real world range up to 100 kilometers will be more usable, especially when you consider it does not get fast charging as yet. That's a charging time of 5 hours. That's quite long. You will have fast charging or DC fast charging in the later stage that should reduce it to 2 hours. But for the first set of buyers, that's something that you'll have to live with. Matter also needs to improve the range prediction algorithm that was unreliable at best on our test bike. Despite showing a range of 8 kilometers, the battery drained out completely within 300 meters of riding. This was in the Eco mode, which engages by default under 10% of state of charge. Something that seriously needs to be addressed. We expect the range to improve in city conditions, and we'll find out when we do a full range test later. The Matter Aera is certainly a motorcycle that you should consider. That's the short review because this is actually a very impressive motorcycle. Matter was developing this for 5 years, and I can see why they've taken that much time. A lot of it is really sorted. We did not get any heating issues, any battery issues, a few glitches here and there, but overall our entire day today was spent really well. There can be improvements though, like overall fit and finish can be better. I also think that certain things like this flimsy panel here could be better. These things can improve. I do think a lot more gloss colors would also look nice on a motorcycle like this one. The screen again could do with a slightly better finish on the top. I do think the graphics look really nice. So smaller changes will make this a nicer motorcycle overall. But the big change, that's the range. That for me should have been slightly higher, and this would have been a solid motorcycle at 1,85,000 rupees ex-showroom. Still not a deal breaker, but I think just better value overall. Matter will commence deliveries from March onwards from its maiden showroom in Ahmedabad. The company plans to open 150 dealerships in 12 months and is confident of delivering 40,000 bookings received in the first year itself. The Matter Aera will be competing against a handful of electric motorcycles on sale, including the Torque Kratos R, Oben Roar and Hop Oxo. This segment is yet to boom, but it will for sure. And Matter Aera shows promise that it will matter in the larger scheme of things. Do tell us what you think about the new Matter Aera. Will you be booking one? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Share it with your other rider friends. And as we always say, helmets on the two-wheeler, seatbelts in the car. My name is Samir Contractor. This is HT Auto. Thank you so much for watching.